Hey VIPs, Stephanie from Mrs. D's Corner. I have missed you guys so much. Today I want to talk to you all about how to use a TruBind binding machine, or any binding machine, because I guess they're all pretty similar, right? To make the adapted books. When I'm talking about adapted books, I'm talking about something like this. So this is the life cycle of a pumpkin with real pictures. I have it bound here on the side. You can see I have like this extra piece at the end. And I've gotten a lot of questions this week actually about how do I put this in here, what do I do, and how do I make it look like this? So I'm going to take you through the whole process today, and then I'll show you what that looks like at the end. So the book that I am prepping, the two books that I'm prepping right now, each set of adapted books comes with the level 1 and the level 2. The level 1 is more of a vocabulary level. It just has the main points for each picture or each page, and then the level 2 book is the one that has all of the words in it, so the full sentences, not just vocabulary words, but it uses the same pictures, the same vocabulary words in level 2 that you see in level 1. So it's great for differentiating for all the needs of the learners in your classroom. So the first thing that I did before I even hit Let's Go Live was laminate the book. So the one that I'm actually working on, I didn't answer that question, is the Real World Colors. I'm working with the book White. I need to make a sample video, so this is the perfect time to get the book prepped and ready for that. So I have prepped level 1 here. Actually, I've printed and laminated level 1. I print on regular paper, y'all, and I use my printer at home, regular paper, a 3mm Scotch pouch, and that's it. Nothing fancy. You can print it on cardstock if you wanted to. I used to do that. It just got really costly. I do use cardstock though for the back pages here. To get the colored back pages, I just use Astro Brights again. You can buy like a pack of 25 colors, and that's what I do. I get them from Walmart or Target. Michael's does sell them, and you can use a coupon on that too. Or you can get it on Amazon. I'll link everything at the end. But I use the Astro Brights cardstock only for the back sheet, which is this sheet here. I use regular paper for all of the pages. Occasionally, I will use cardstock for all of the answer pieces, but today I just did, since I'm making this as a sample video, I just did it on regular paper. When it comes to deciding what colors I use for the back pieces here, so you can see, these are some other adapted books I've done recently that I have done videos for. You can see these ones are different colors. So how did I decide what colors to use? Now, I am not one to like be super matchy-matchy or anything like that, but when it comes to adapted books, I am that next level person. So you can see here that this one is, the title is like this yellowy, mustardy color. So that's the color that I picked here, and the same here. So this was like a blue color, so I picked blue. When it came to these two books here, one was a light orange and one was a dark orange, so I just picked the colors accordingly that way. You can do just regular white cardstock. It does not have to be colored cardstock, but that's what I went with for those ones. It just makes it look prettier in the videos. That's all, I promise. Real life here. For these books, since the color is white, I wanted to stick with the color. Since all of these books are the Real World Colors, I'm going to stick with the same color the book is for the back mat. And I have this colored cardstock. I don't know if you can see it. It kind of has confetti in it. It comes in the Astro Brights cardstock. I didn't just want to use white, so I picked this like confetti paper because I won't use it for anything else. So I put this cardstock into a 5mm pouch. And I just run it. I make sure these ones are super straight. When it comes to everything else, I don't really care how it fits in the pouch, even the book pages. So while that laminates, I'm going to show you how I cut the books in half. Again, nothing super fancy. This is a swing line paper cutter or guillotine. I think I paid 20 bucks on Amazon a couple of years ago. It works great. Now my printer, when it prints, it does this little funky thing. And you can see here, it's not really centered. You can see I have a lot of extra page over here. So I can't just cut down the center line that I so very purposely put there in the PDF file. So I cut it a little off, so my pages never line up. That's why you see them off in the videos, because my printer likes to not print things how they're shown on the computer. So I just put them in and I slice them all, and then I put them in order, just like this. Hold on, let me throw this other piece in here. Okay, so here's cardstock, it's a laminated piece of cardstock, nothing fancy. This is the book after I've cut it up. It's in order. The newer books, I have labeled the pages so you can make sure that they're in the correct order. I have the end page here, I have my question sheets here, and then I have my answer pieces here at the same time. So next comes the time to bind them. I'm going to move all of this out of the way. I use a TruBind binding machine. My last school did have a comb binding machine, and I did use that to start out before I purchased my own binding machine. But what I found is with the comb binding, my kids were pulling the comb binding apart. Only some of them, but enough to drive me mad where I was having to rebind a lot of my resources that I was making for them because they were just pulling them apart. So I decided to invest in a TruBind binding machine. I do have the one with the electric coil. I'm going to try and hold it up here. I've already got confetti all over my floor. I think I knocked the, yep. Oh yeah, sure did. Knocked the tray out underneath. This is my binding machine. It's very heavy. And I have the electric coil, which is what you see, this little black thing on top here. And moving from Texas to Georgia, I lost the cord. I've never honestly used this electric binding on top. It scares me. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used it. So if you are looking to invest in a binding machine, you don't have to have the electric coil. I hand coil and it takes me seconds. So save like $60 or $70 or $80 or whatever the price difference is and just get the regular one because you don't need that in your life. So I'm gonna set this here. Got confetti, look. Ready? I've already got to vacuum it. What's a little bit of confetti all over the place? Because it already fell out over there, all over the carpet. All right, so I have two mats because I have a level 1 and a level 2 book. The first thing that I do is I check on the side here. There's this, I'll lift it up again. Right here, there's this little lever and it says 4.5 mm and 6.5 mm. That's how far back this page is going to go into your binder. Your binding machine. Same thing. So I always put it on the 6.55 that makes it go back further just to protect the integrity of the spiral so that it goes further into the page and I'm not worried about it slipping out or falling out. You could easily do the 4.55. It's just as easy as a click, so I like to do it that way. I am that person that will check to see which side is more lined up, which side I have more lamination on, so that this side looks better. I know, that person, it's fine. So I'm going to you just literally stick it in. You line it up here on the corners. You guys can't see. So I'm gonna lift it up real quick. So has the line up here, over here. So I always make sure that it hits that and then it'll hit the back of the machine. That's it hitting the back of the machine. So you line it up so that it's square. And then you just punch. I will say you can do 2, maybe 3 pieces of laminated cardstock in the 5mm pouch. Definitely the 3mm pouch, you could at least do 3. The regular paper with the 3mm lamination pouch, I can typically, without a struggle, do 5 pieces at once. It does say 20 sheets of paper or 4 sheets of PVC cover per time, which is per squeeze, I guess. But I don't do that because it gets really heavy. And I actually have a friend, I wonder if she's watching this right now, but I'm going to use you an example, dear friend. She had one of these machines in school, and I don't know if there was too much in it, but there was just so much force being pushed down onto the handle that the handle broke. And I still love her for it, but yeah, that makes me laugh. So lesson learned from her, I don't put more than 4 or 5. So I have 5 pieces actually here. I tap them down on my machine to make sure they're all lined because again, mine are all off because my printer doesn't love me. So make sure they're all lined up and then I hold it tight, push it to the back, push it to the side. See, even 5 gives me a struggle. And they're all lined up perfectly. So I'm going to keep doing that all the way through. Now I'm going to do 4. Same thing, I'm going to tap it. I'm going to turn this around actually because I'm scared it's not going to line up right. 4 is much easier. Oh, I just did the wrong side. See? Okay, so here's what I did. So this is the correct side and this is actually the wrong side. But we're going to work with it. It's fine. We're just going to re-stand it. This is why you don't live and bind at the same time. And I'm gonna grab 4 more. Make sure it's on the right side. I've done that before, once before, and I thought I learned the lesson. Because I am not going to reprint and relaminate. It's staying like that. It's not hurting the text. It's just gonna have holes in it on the wrong side. So we're all good. Pick your battles. That's not a battle I'm going to pick. Relaminating things. So now that we have confetti all over the floor, it's time to spiral bind the book. Now, when you line it up like that in the binding machine, like in the far back and on the side, so you're giving it that 90-degree angle, when you put them all together, you'll be able to see right through. They're going to line up perfectly. So I always put this, so this is the sheet where all my answer pieces are going to be stored. I put it on the bottom and I line everything up. Now let me show you my little coils here. These coils I get from Amazon. You can use any brand that you want. This is a 7/8, I think, inch of an inch, 7/8 of an inch. These are 5/8 of an inch. I use the larger ones for adapted work binders. I use this size for adapted books. The next time I have to reorder these, I'm definitely going to go with the 3/4 of an inch. So I'll link those as well. They're like, oh, I didn't grab my scissors either to cut them. It gives you just that little extra bit of leeway for the adapted books that are a little bit longer. Or if you're going to be using the 5mm pouches or cardstock, you definitely want to have a larger pouch. So my dots are a little off here at the front. So I just start at the bottom here. Let me move closer. And the first 2 take a minute, but once you have the first 2 lined up, can y'all see that? Because I can't see you. Yep, we're good. It's one of the most satisfying things ever when they line up perfectly, which is 99.9% of the time. I do all the way down. Now it comes with, you're going to have to cut this end off. I just use regular scissors. I'm going to have confetti everywhere, y'all. Regular scissors, I cut this end off. You could easily use these for like note cards or something, or put them in a sensory bin. I just throw them away. I don't keep them for anything, but if you want to keep them and do something with them, like a put-in task, you could easily do that. And then it comes with a pair of pliers that you just bend the top and this down so the spiral doesn't come out so the kids can't pull it out. You just bend it back. I mean, it's super easy. So once you have this done, I usually do this in batches. So I will laminate everything first, then I will slice everything in half next, and then I will hole punch everything and spiral bind it. I'll put them all in a pile, and then I do all of my Velcroing. So when I do Velcro, I always start with these here. So let me pull one of these books. Life Cycle of a Bat. So all of my answer pieces are actually in the book because I didn't put them back after the video that I did. I just cut 2 pieces of straight loop Velcro because I do soft stays, hard travels. So soft goes on whatever the book is, and then the hard piece or the hook Velcro is what's going to go on all of your answer pieces. I will just lay it down here and cut one to length, and then I'll sit and cut out, like, just measure it by the first piece I cut out and cut that many, however many I need. You could easily fit 3 pieces of Velcro here if you wanted to. I just overlap pieces. As you can see on this book, I just overlap them, which isn't a huge deal because you can still see the pictures, but if you wanted to add a 3rd piece, you could absolutely 100% add a 3rd piece of Velcro in here. Just move this one over, put one in the middle, and put one near on the end. So for this one, I will add 2 pieces of Velcro, then on each page, I put a Velcro dot, a soft dot, in the middle of each box. I do that all the way throughout the book. Then when I get to, I'm just going to put those there for now, to the answer pieces, the answer pages, comprehension questions in the back, I put 2 soft dots here, 1 soft dot here, because then my answer pieces will go at the top, and then they will answer what is the story about. The story is about bats, so that's how they're answering the questions. But each book comes with their own printable comprehension test too, so you can see I left all the answers. After we're finished, either I will go through or I'll have a student go through and put all of the pieces back. It's a great fine motor task when it's just me. I don't do it obviously because I'm doing sample videos with these books, so I won't put them back until I need to use them again. So that's it. It's really simple. There's not much to it. Again, I will go back and link everything that you've seen in this video at the end of this video. So the TruBind machine, the coils that I use, the lamination pouches, the books if you want anything. You can also just go to my Amazon shop. It's amazon.com/shop/Mrs. D's Corner. I'll put the link up here, but if you wanted to go search before I get all of those links ready, they're all in there. It's all there all the time. So you can easily find that there. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope that it was really simple for you guys. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back tomorrow night with another video. So stay tuned. I hope you guys have a good night.